Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop-off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
The Philadelphia Eagles 2023 Fantasy Outlook today on SB Fantasy Football. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast with your pal Alan, and today we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right. We're going to take a look at the Eagles this year, their outlook for fantasy football this year. Who do you need to get? Who do you need to avoid? Let's jump into it. We're going to start off like we always do, QB1. That's right. Everything runs through the quarterback, so we're just going to keep going with this. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had a great year last year, 3,700 yards passing, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 760 yards rushing, and 13 rushing touchdowns. You get them down there on that goal line, and they were just completely unstoppable on the goal line with that QB sneak. Look for Jalen Hurts to continue to grow this year. I'm projecting probably higher numbers this year than we got last year. Look for him to have somewhere close to 4,000 yards passing this year, 25 touchdowns. We're going to keep it going with the rushing. I don't see him getting to the 1,000-yard rushing mark. They do like to pass the ball a lot more than, say, a Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. But look for somewhere around that 700-yard mark, with the rushing. And the touchdowns are just going to keep coming, right? They've shown to be unstoppable on that goal line. Look for them to continue that trend this year. Let's jump into his receivers. Really, wide receiver-wise, there's two guys you're talking about there. That's it. Those are the only two guys you're looking at. Those are the only guys you're drafting. We're talking A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Both guys had great years last year. You got 88 receptions, 1,400 yards for A.J. Brown with 11 touchdowns. Devonta Smith, 95 receptions, 1,100 yards, pretty much 1,200. He had 1,196 and 7 touchdowns. We're looking for the same thing. Maybe Devonta Smith actually grows a little bit more, becomes more as he's becoming more and more comfortable in the NFL. Look for him to maybe possibly have a better season this year. He's definitely going to have a great year. These are two wide receivers that you want to draft in your league, that you would like to have. I would stack these guys. I would have no problem having both of these receivers on my team, especially in like a DFS situation with the right matchup. Tight end wise, it's Dallas Goedert, right? That's the guy out there. He had 55 catches last year, 702 yards, 3 touchdowns. Look for him to have a bounce back year this year. I would say that last year was a little bit down for him. Look for him to have a better year this year. Looking for somewhere around 70 receptions, I would say, around close to 1,000 yards. I'm predicting bigger things for Hurts this year, right? He's going to have more yards. Look for Goddard to get more involved in that. The touchdowns is going to be a little bit tricky, though, right? Because once you get there in that goal line, it's getting Jalen Hurts the ball and getting him in the end zone. Or you got a huge target like A.J. Brown. But Dallas Goedert, he's definitely going to be one of your top tight ends in the league this year. Somewhere in the top 10, I'm predicting. Haven't done my tight end rankings yet, but I would feel comfortable saying he's lower end of my top 10 for sure. And then we get into the running back situation. A situation I do not like for fantasy at all. these are guys that you're going to look at for fill-ins. These are your bench players. These are not guys that you're going to start. These are not guys that you're going to have in your starting lineup. If these are the first running backs that you're drafting, your running back situation is not looking good at all. They've got DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. They have a very crowded backfield, and then you just have a bunch of dudes there. Plain and simple, a bunch of guys. If anybody has any value there, it's going to be DeAndre Swift because of the reception angle of it. He will catch a lot of balls out of the backfield. But if he's one of your top two running backs, you're going to have issues this year. You really are going to. One, the guy can't stay healthy, and two, he just can't break through. Now maybe he does this year, right? But I mean, last year 542 yards, 5 touchdowns, 48 receptions for 389 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's the only production you got out of him last year. And every year is kind of the same. You know, every year is kind of mirroring the next year, mirroring it. So I'm not looking for him to do anything more. Rashard Penny, 346 yards last year, 2 touchdowns, 4 catches for 16 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 240 yards, 4 touchdowns, 23 receptions for 169 yards. And Boston Scott, 217 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 catches for 15 yards. You've just got a bunch of guys here. I just went through and did my top 30 running back rankings, and I didn't have one of these guys in my top 30. It's just not a situation that I like. When you get to the goal line, you're not giving it to the running back there. The quarterback's sneaking it in. You know, Jalen Hurts is sneaking those touchdowns in. He's getting behind that line, and they're just pushing him over the line. You just don't have a lot there. They do a lot of big plays, explosive plays. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, both of them are going to have good years. Hurts is going to have a good year. But the running back situation there is a situation that I am just staying away from. Let your friends draft these guys. You might be tempted to draft Swift or Penny, but just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just say no. All right? Dare to stay away from Philadelphia Eagles running backs. That's what I'm saying today, guys. Don't draft them. But that's some of my thoughts, you know. That's where I see the Eagles this year. In fantasy this year, you're going to get a lot of value out of Hurts, Brown, Smith, Goddard. Outside of that, I'm staying away. But what are your guys' thoughts? Shoot us over an email, strikeoutbeer@gmail.com. Make sure you guys hit that subscription button. If you're feeling nice, hit that review. We'd appreciate it. 5 stars if you're feeling extra nice. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. As always, I'm Alan. Talk to you guys later. Deuces. Thank you for listening to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.